Here's an example. Let's do a rectangle. Now this is symmetric about a line, but it's also symmetric about a point. There's a point P there in the center. If I actually were to draw the diagonals, you could see that this is the intersection of the diagonals. Now let's just see if it follows from the definition. So for every point M on the figure, so I'll just pick any point M, then there is another point N, so that P will be the midpoint. Well, let's think. So I've got to go through P, and there's another point N, and yes, P is the midpoint of this line segment MN. If I drew another M, well, we could do the same sort of thing, and P again is the midpoint for this M and N, for these 2 points. I could even choose this one, and we can see that P is the midpoint for that line segment. So this rectangle is symmetric about the point P. One more example. What about this letter X? What do you think my point of symmetry will be? Yes, it'll be right there. So my point of symmetry. Notice, no matter what I do, if I choose this to be M, then this one's going to be N, and P will be the midpoint between these two. I can choose this one to be M, then my N is going to be closer here, and I can do another one, and I can do this. The point is for every point, okay, and again for every point. This is in the definition of symmetry about a line. Okay, so that needs to be satisfied. One more example. Actually, this will be a non-example. Let's look at the letter Q. Is this letter symmetric about a line or a point? No. This is a non-example. There is no symmetry. Either about a line or about a point, or with respect to a point. Okay, now to prove that, all you have to do is come up with one point, or one line that will, or one point on the figure that will break the rule. And notice that if I choose this point, if I call this my A, then, and I'm assuming maybe if I wanted to look at the line, okay, notice that there is no point here, no point B there. So it's not symmetric about a line. Also, redraw the figure, there's a Q. Suppose I want to say that it's symmetric about the point P. Well, again, I can choose this point as my A or my M, and if it were symmetric about the P, then I would draw a line segment through there, and there's no B here. So there is no B, point B here. So there's a non-example, just the way to think about it. Basically you're using the definition.